business.
Oh. Hello, good evening. How's it going? Happy Thursday to you. I hope you're well. Thierry here from thierryalexander.com. We're meeting each and every single Thursday at 8 p.m. sharp. And that is for us to have a conversation together regarding marketing tips, techniques, mindset, everything that is helping you to move forward in your business and build it to the level where you want it to be so that you can attract the best qualified leads in your business that want what you have going on as a solution to the problem and monetize your brand that is essentially creating this freedom lifestyle that you are wanting and desiring to build so that you can actually spend time with your loved ones, travel the world, perhaps invest in other ventures as well, creating many different type of income streams. So this is the reason we're meeting here today. Before we jump onto the conversation, but I'm just checking that it seems to be fine. The sound is good. Always check your technology, and we're gonna have a visitor. I still have this beauty with me until Sunday. So he's appearing on my on my stories, on my lives, on everything, and I cannot stop him, right? I mean, he's just right here, so you can enjoy his presence with me and be part of the hectic, chaotic Facebook lives when he's around. Or otherwise, you can see me on another Facebook Live when he's not around. But anyway, so the topic I want to talk about is, regarding that voice inside of maybe your mind or that feeling that you have that is stopping you to move forward within your business. Essentially, is usually a sign that we are fearing something. And the fear that I want to mention here, bear with me. Yes, I'm calming him down with a little stroke on the behind the ears, and usually it kind of works to put him down. I think he's hungry as well. We just came back from outside, so there we go. That's what works. You need to kind of have this soothing energy and calming. So obviously when I go on to the Facebook Live, I'm super excited. I'm super even probably loud. Let me know if it's too loud for your mic and for your speakers. And it gets obviously hyped as well because of the energy that I'm propelling. Anyway, so what I'm wanting to share with you is mostly, I suppose, the fear of rejection, the fear of what other people may think of you. I don't know if you ever had that feeling of or that thought of knowing that you've got to do something like income producing activity within your business, connecting with your leads, prospecting, finding new people, offering, giving the offer, asking for the sale, inviting them to an event, inviting them to receive a lead magnet of yours, a guide, a freebie, a cheat sheet, inviting them to a discovery call maybe, or whatever it may be that you've got going on, you want to put people in front of. Have you ever, let me know, drop an X in the chat if you ever felt that way or thought that way, which is that you know that the person is deserving to have what you have, that they would most likely like it, but yet there is this thought of, but what if they don't like it? What if they say no after I actually introduce them to this product, this service, this opportunity, this presentation, this offer of whatever sort that I've got going on? And this is at this exact precise moment that we tend to freeze. This is at this exact precise moment that we are procrastinating on sending the thing and moving on to the next task, on to the next person that we need to connect with. So I can totally hear you. I relate to you because I've been there many times. I do sometimes catch myself going over that kind of thinking pattern, and because of this awareness that I've been working on, that I'm nurturing, developing, I managed to actually get over myself and then move on, send the thing and go. Okay, and so here what I want to bring is basically how I kind of make my way around that, which perhaps can help you as well. Some tips on how I function from within. You might have a different way of navigating informations, emotions, feelings, thought process, etc. Yet you might want to experiment with the way that I do it, and perhaps it will serve you as well. That is, a kind of in alignment with the blog that I've mentioned in the email that I sent on Monday. If you want to have access to this chapter 2 on the attraction marketing formula, it's a series of 4. Okay, I've sent the chapter 1 last week. I have sent the chapter 2 this week on Monday, and I mean, let me ask you this before I tell you what this blog is about that I've sent, and going on to the tips on how to navigate through the fear of rejection of what others may think or say about what you're doing, saying, offering, etc. Let me ask you this question. Did you know that 90% of business owners are actually staying broke because they do not apply the attraction marketing formula that I'm sharing, chapter by chapter? We've got 4. We're on the second chapter this week. Again, if you want them all, I can give you those that I've already kind of released and shared. No problem with that. Let me know. Just type chapter or attraction marketing, and I'll send that over, no problem. But 99% of business owners are staying broke because they do not apply this attraction marketing formula. I was one of them. I was like broke and I didn't know what I was doing. At some point I thought I knew what I was doing, but what I was doing was not profitable. I was running my tail off. Is that such an expression? I was basically running from one side to the city of London to the other side, doing some presentations, product presentations, parties, pampering parties, going to people's houses. I was training people on how to do that. It was a lot of time spending out there. It was just madness. Let me know if you relate to this, if you've done that, if you're doing this, perhaps. Don't get me wrong, if you're in the home party type of plan, in coffee meetings and Zoom presentation about your business opportunity and all that, and if it works for you, great. It does work for some people. I don't know to what extent. I see some people still running their tail off, doing that same presentation that I've learned back in 2012, so that's almost 10 years ago. And when I see it now, they're doing it online on Facebook Lives or IGTV or all those things, and when I see that presentation, it's creepy, but I still know it by heart. I know exactly what they're going to tell and say on the next slide. It's so impersonal. And again, I'm not judging here because I've done it. I was there. That's what I was taught to do. I didn't know any better. I wasn't looking around to get trained by unbiased type of organizations that are training home-based business owners and network marketers as a whole. I was just focusing on the trainings that the company I was part of was providing, and because that was us, or it was either us or not at all. We could not kind of go elsewhere, and it wasn't encouraged basically. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, 99% of the business owners are actually staying broke because they do not apply this attraction marketing formula. And I was one of them. I was going out prospecting like crazy, stopping people on the tube and trying to start a conversation on whatever topic: their laces, their pregnancy, their beautiful hat, their jacket. And as much as I always like to be genuine, I think sometimes, it was with too much agenda. Okay, I was genuine, but with too much agenda. Now, the attraction marketing formula, when it's done properly, right? We're not talking about being next to a Mercedes or BMW or tells a car, whatever, Tesla, and take a picture and say, that's my car. If it's not yours, that's not what attraction marketing is. Or being in a hotel lobby and say, oh, this is my office, this is where I work every single day. And this is not what attraction marketing is about at all. But attraction marketing done properly and very well will get you more leads, more prospects, more customers, more clients, more teammates, more sales, more signups for any business of any sort in any industry. Isn't that super exciting? When you know that whatever business you're in, you can actually implement that formula very nicely and then have success, right? Be in control of the process. Because when you actually apply this formula as well as the I'm getting excited again because that topic is firing me up, and he is getting hyped up again because obviously I am. So I'm going to calm down and chill out and making him calm down a bit. When you are applying the attraction marketing formula that I've shared in the blog this week that I can share with you, and I'm actually going to share with you through next week and the following week, because there are 4 chapters. We're on chapter 2. In addition of personal branding, let me know if you ever heard of personal branding, if you know how to implement personal branding. Here, we're not talking about the color of your logo at all, your color scheme in your thing, or that's not what we're talking about here in terms of personal branding. Personal branding is really creating a brand around you with value that you're providing your audience, that you're attracting them thanks to that value that is important to them, and thus you can offer them a solution, a product, a service, an opportunity that is making sense with their challenge, their current challenge. Okay, but let me know if you heard of attraction marketing, personal branding, if you implement any of that in your business. If not, let me know if you need any support. But let's dive into the fear of rejection and of what others may think of what we have to offer, what we want to offer them. When I get that thought, and I actually had it a couple of days ago, because a top leader, a top earner from the company that I am part of currently, one of the businesses that I have, actually asked me to give more information about the attraction marketing platform that I use to build my business, to build my brand, to nurture my clientele, to nurture my coaching clients, my audience, to provide value, to put things on automations, all those kind of beautiful, marvelous things, leveraging automation that I love sharing with you guys. And this top runner told me, what is it? Can you tell me more? And I said, yeah, of course. And as I was, going to reply, that thought came, oh yeah, but what if, I share that and it's not a good fit? What if she says no? What would she think? And equally, I had the same kind of thought with some other people, not necessarily top earners. So it's not even about the status or the qualification. It was maybe of that. I don't think so, because I don't feel that anymore. I think people are people, and that's it. But I had also that similar thinking process with other people recently, and I'm analyzing what's going on. And those thoughts were, and what if they say no and they don't like it? And because we've got some people in common, and if they go around and spread the word that I've got this extra tool that I'm using and that I'm implementing in my business, that I'm recommending as well to people who are willing to hear about it, but they didn't want it, so now they're going to actually bash on it and bash on me, etc., etc. Do you know what I mean? Like crazy things Who cares about me? Who's gonna care about what I do? If they say no, they're not going to go around with banners and say, oh, Thierry has done this, Thierry is offering that, Thierry is doing this, Thierry. No, they're not going to do that, right? So I had to kind of like, call myself, and the talkative dog is coming back. He's starting to be hungry. I know. Oh, yeah, I know. You agree. Are you hungry? Or you actually agree? I think he's agreeing. Come, come. He's also agreeing on the formula, on the attraction marketing formula, right? Anyway, so yeah, I had to stop myself. And how did I do that? Actually tell myself now, there is a possibility, and that's key. That is key. There is a possibility that this person is going to say yes. There is a possibility that this person is going to be so attracted to this system that I'm offering them. There is a possibility, come, and there is a possibility that, okay, when you're starting to talk this type of language to your mind, then the fear of rejection, the fear of whatever it is, the limitation, the limiting beliefs that you may have, the saboteur within yourself is going to start to shrink, right? Because you're giving hope to your subconscious, you're giving hope to your mind, saying, look, I know that you might think this and that could happen. They might say no, they might say that, they might do this or whatever. But there's also a possibility that blank, right? And I choose, and that's another thing to take note of, I choose to blank. I choose to empower others. I choose to give them at least an idea of what is it that they've got access to by looking into the tools that I've got. I choose to not shy away, or I choose to be confident enough to trust that what I've got is worth it, that I've got value, that I'm worthy. Okay, so if that's not deep enough for you, you could even go. So first, and before I give you the next one, so I choose to, and also there's a big possibility that, okay, and on this, this is going to help you to actually affirm that what you've got is what people need. You've got like a great leader of mine not that I'm working closely with directly, but that I follow and I'm interacting with on a regular basis, says, you've got the cookie. You've got the cookie. In England, maybe because that's very American, in England they might say, you've got the goods. You've got what it takes, essentially. That's what it means. You've got to believe in what you have. You cannot go out there and be wishy-washy and shy away from offering your stuff, because that's not going to work. So another tip, I'll give you a couple more, okay, before we go. So another one would be, so we said there's a big possibility that blank, okay, I choose to blank. The next one is, I am in the process of. So when your mind is kind of like starting to trick you off, or to trick you up, to trying to take you away from what you're really wanting to do, or needing to do in order to impact other people and grow your business, then you can repeat to yourself. And that's something I actually do on a regular basis now. I've learned that one. I usually used to use only I choose to, and there's a big possibility that I choose to. I've been doing that for years now. There's a big possibility that I've done that for about a year, I think, or about a year, yeah. And then this one, I am in the process of. That's kind of recent one that I've used from a leader that I've learned as well. every morning I do those things, and I'm rewiring my brain. And now, actually, in the morning when I wake up, it becomes automatic. Usually when we wake up in the morning, the first thing that comes to the surface is actually our subconscious, so the saboteur, most of the time, right? Especially if we've been trained mentally wise in a certain way, that we've been wired believing that money doesn't grow on tree, that work is nothing is easy, nothing comes to us easily, you've got to work hard to get what you want, all those kind of things that we are fueled with when we are children. Then most likely your mind in the morning, and then having all those no's as well from being a child, all the way up as an adult, even in the workplace, etc. So there's a big chance that your mind in the morning when you're waking up is very wired towards negativity, towards I cannot do this, or I'm not good enough, how can I think that I am this person or that person, whatever. Okay, the more you rewire your brain, you're working on your brain, personal development, reading good books, being surrounded of a great community, taking courses that are personal development wise to develop your business. But the mindset aspect of it, the more you hang out, you take coaches maybe also to help you in the process, the more your brain is going to become that way. Now in the morning I wake up and my mind almost instantly goes into, there is a big possibility that I'm going to have a beautiful day today. There is a big possibility that I'm gonna actually follow my diary and manage to work it the way I've scheduled it. There is, and that's the next one. So I am in the process of creating blank. Okay, so that's a little bit more of a deeper type of affirmation if you want to create affirmations for yourself, which I firmly believe in if you do it in the right way, like saying I am rich, I'm a millionaire, I have a thriving business, I'm going on a holidays every month, I have. If you say that this way, even going in front of the mirror and all this, your subconscious is really smart, and it knows, it does know when you're trying to trick it, right? So the subconscious is going to say, no, you don't. Whereas when you start by saying, I choose to have a bigger house, I choose to have a successful business, I choose to have X amount of pounds, dollars, euros, whatever, baht, shekels in my bank account. I choose to have the love of my life that is going to treat me this way or that way. Then that becomes a bit more powerful. Now, an even extremely more substantial, powerful way of creating your affirmations is by saying, wait for that and take note. Really, like, I hope you take note. Let me know if that's of value today for you right now, if you like what I'm sharing, if you implement some of those things, if you heard any of that before, and if not, if you're willing to actually put it into place and test it for a bit. Okay, and it doesn't take long before it actually gives you results. But this deeper one is, I am in the process of building $1 million profitable business. I am in the process of finding the love of my life. I am in the process of becoming disciplined at following my diary much more religiously. I am in the process of becoming a better self, a better person. I'm in the process of blank. I'm in the process of releasing inches. In the process of, do you get the gist, right? And saying I'm in the process of, it's even, I would say, although I've done I choose to for many years, the reason I found that, and I'm so thankful to this leader, Stacy Hall, that shared that with us, because I am in the process of really tells the mind that first you're choosing of doing that, and second of all, that you are in the middle of creating it. So you're taking actions towards building and materializing in the physical world, whatever that blank thingy that you want to, make happen. Really powerful. So I am in the process of becoming better at communicating and at removing the fears. I'm in the process of offering my lead magnets, my guide cheat sheet, my courses, discovery calls, very confidently, and I am in the process of doing it every day, no matter what outcome comes from it. So that's another thing. And then lastly, before we circle back, do you have any questions? Do you get value from it? Is there anything that you want to maybe add? Any comments? Hey Mitch, nice to see you. The last one I would say that really helps in a couple of things. First, with this fear of rejection and freezing and not moving forward to the next person we need to talk to and all that, as well as helping with reducing, if not removing, when you really mastered that, to remove the procrastination, is to actually set a specific time in your diary, agenda, calendar, wherever you are in the world and how you call it, where you put your times of what you've got to do between this time and that time. So I would have typically like an hour to be in my messenger, another hour to be in my CRM, customer relation management system, another hour for prospecting. And this is basically like because I'm full-time in my business, right? So I allocate those 3 hours for this, and then I go into creation mode for other things and all that. If you're part-time, if you have a job, maybe 2 jobs even alongside your business, which I was in the same situation in the past for many years, then you might have to create a different DMO, daily method of operation, with shorter time for each of the tasks that you need to do. Whatever amount of time you allocate to the task, stick to it. And whatever you created, so let's say you have an hour for dealing with your messages in Messenger, replying to typically Messenger for me, it's like replying, and then CRM is following up with the things that I've put a date on, etc. But let's say you've got your Messenger an hour for that, or half an hour, or 15 minutes. That's at some point how I was working, by increments of 15 minutes. By the end of it, even if you didn't have a sale, even if you didn't have a yes to be in your discovery call, or get your freebie, or to say yes to watch your opportunity presentations or product presentation, being in your group, whatever, even if you had a negative type of outcome, at the end of that time allocated for this particular activity, move on, because that's going to train your mind to be on task and be really laser focused and be super sharp. Okay, so with that example that I've given you earlier, when I was with this person who said, yeah, sure, could you give me some details about that thing? And I kind of froze, and I was like, okay, I've got an hour, I've got that amount of time left to finish this task. Now, I am there is a big possibility that she's going to say yes. And even if she says no, I'm in the process of actually, finding the people that are wanting to use this system in their business that I can support them with. So I've got to move on. I mean, that process, and there's a big possibility that I might find those people, some people that are interested today. And I've got this amount of time left, okay? So now I'm like, okay, I'm telling my mind all this, I'm telling the subconscious all that, so I've got to move on, right? So it really helps. And when moving on from a task to another, even if we didn't get the outcome that we wanted out of that moment, it creates momentum. Because if we remain in that same task until we get what we want on that day, That's how we spill over onto the next one. So let's say from an hour of Messenger, I go on to an hour and a half, then that's half hour that I didn't do in the CRM, and then I'm like, okay, let's catch up, and then I'm in the catch up strategy thing, and that's no good, because at the end of the day, we feel that we've been pulled into every single direction, not having done everything that we wanted to do, so that satisfaction factor is out of the way. Whereas and this is my own personal experience, right? Let me know if you feel anything, if that's of value to you, if you get what I mean here, if that happened to you. But in the contrary, when I am really following my calendar diary schedule to the dot, right, and I move on, even if I didn't get all the outcomes that I wanted, I at least at the end of the day got the outcome of following, the positive outcome of following my schedule to the T. And that is a satisfaction, a personal satisfaction. Okay, I've done what I had to do to the best of my ability. Does that resonate with you? Like it's so, you've got to be doing the things that you've got to focus on the things that you've got control over. Let's put it that way. And you've got no control over what other people are going to think about what you're offering them. You don't have any control over how many people you need to talk to in order to find a yes. You can have an average, you can read those average, you can have an idea of the closing ratio because of your skills and thanks to your capacities of talking effectively and closing very nicely professionally. Yet we never really know. However, we've got control on how much time we can spend on this, on how many things we want to do throughout the day, and making sure that we're following the things we've set ourselves to do, even long after the motivation has gone, of the motivation of wanting to do it has gone. Okay, that was an extra thing for you here. So I hope that was of value. Let me see if there's any comment. I know a lot of you are watching on the replay. So if you're on a replay, feel free to let me know. And if you find that was of value as well, you can always tag your friends, invite your friends in our Rise and Roll private community group. This is for you to, take as information, absorb, implement, share. You can let me know if you have any feedback, any questions, and I'll be happy to help you. But that was mostly mindset. And again, if you want the attraction marketing formula chapters, so last week was chapter 1, this week chapter 2. If you want to be in for chapter 3 next weekend for the following one, let me know. Type attraction marketing or chapter in the chat, then I will make sure to send that over. And if you want the 2 previous one, I can also make sure that you get that in the right place for you to take a look, see how it works. But this one from this week, this chapter 2 is talking about the 3 critical frameworks to create a successful online business. Okay, there are literally 3 not 3 but 3 steps to make up the most effective attraction marketing formula in your business. There's those 3 steps are non-negotiable for any business, even if it's a mom and pop type of business in around the corner of your street. Okay, let's put it that way. So whether you're online or anywhere else, that's going to be valid for you. If you want that, then drop it in the chat, and then I will make sure that you to get it to you. All right. On that note, lots of love to you. Happy Thursday. Have a great end of the week. Looking forward to connect with you further anywhere on the web or in person or in a private messaging setting. And have you actually seen what's coming up with Facebook, the metaverse and all that? I'm actually going to watch the replay of what Zuckerberg has said, but it looks very virtual and like real at the same time. It looks kind of cray-cray. exciting, but a bit freaky and creepy at the same time. Anyway, let me know if you heard any of that. If you haven't, then I can tag you in the Facebook Live that Mark Zuckerberg has done earlier, and all the interviews that were made and the visuals of what is coming. So on that note, this is a wrap. Lots of love. Bye bye bye.